Marley was dead to begin with. So begins one of the most famous ghost stories of all time. We open on a cold, bleak and biting Christmas Eve and meet Ebenezer Scrooge as he sits in his counting house, a squeezing, wrenching, grasping, scraping, clutching, covetous old sinner. The fog is so dense that it pours in at every chink and keyhole and makes the houses mere phantoms in the gloom. Unseen to the living walk the restless spirits of the damned. All those who exploited and abused humanity in their life are forced to walk amongst them in death, made to watch the suffering they contributed to, but forever having lost the opportunity to help. This is the fate Ebenezer is destined for. Ebenezer, hard and sharp as flint, from which no steel had ever struck out generous fire. But by the grace of some otherworldly intervention, this is the night that he gets the chance to change his ways before it is too late. It is a night filled with visions, apparitions and strange occurrences, a night that, quite appropriately, begins with a dead man. Marley was dead to begin with, is the opening. There is no doubt whatever about that. Marley is dead, we are told, and there is no doubt about it. And with this, we begin to wonder, should there be doubt about it? Why is the most important thing for us to know at the beginning of this story the fact that Marley is unquestionably dead? Is something going to happen that might make us question this statement? Our curiosity is sparked, and we read on in eager anticipation of what is to come. And so, this opening not only grabs the reader's interest, but also serves as a promise for what will surely follow. The implied promise is that something may happen in this story that will challenge our belief that Marley is dead. Otherwise, we would not need to be so fully convinced of his demise from the very first line. This story has, quite rightly, become one of the most iconic Christmas stories of all time, with countless adaptations, the BBC's darker 2019 version being one of my particular favourites. However, Dickens' original still stands up today. His wit is as sharp as ever, and the story, even to a modern reader, is unexpectedly funny in parts. A Christmas Carol has become so iconic because it's not simply another empty, cheesy, meaningless and fluffy Christmas story. This story embodies the true meaning of Christmas, which has always been a festival of redemption, sacrifice, new beginnings and salvation from sin. Though I certainly wouldn't call myself a Christian, this is still a message I believe all of us can find value in, and this message of hope and forgiveness is the core to the bittersweet life story of Ebenezer Scrooge. And it begins with these words. Marley was dead to begin with. There is no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it, and Scrooge's name was good upon change for anything he chose to put his hand to. Old Marley was as dead as a doornail. Mind, I don't mean to say that I know of my own knowledge what there is particularly dead about a doornail. I might have been inclined, myself, to regard a coffin nail as the deadliest piece of ironmongery in the trade. But the wisdom of our ancestors is in the simile, and my unhallowed hands shall not disturb it, or the country's done for. You will therefore permit me to repeat emphatically that Marley was as dead as a doornail. Hi guys, thank you very much for watching. So this is what I was talking about when I said a couple of months ago that I wanted to continue doing more arty stuff alongside my normal videos. I plan to do a series like this on best opening lines. And yeah, so all artwork in the video is by me. And if you want to see more of that, then you can follow me on Instagram. I don't really post a whole lot, but there is that. Also, I did want to mention that I am going to set up a Patreon. I'd actually hoped to have it up by now. I'm just saying it here because this kind of artwork is what you can expect from it, from the Patreon. I'm planning to have some behind the scenes stuff and sort of how I put the images together and that kind of thing, as well as some extra video content. I will link my Patreon to this video and the channel when it's up and running for those of you who are interested, because some of you have been asking me for quite a long time now, a couple of years really, if I'm going to set up a Patreon. And I didn't do it in the past because I always sort of felt a bit weird. But at this point now, so currently I'm still at university studying a master's, but once I leave, I don't get a student discount anymore, so I won't be able to afford things like my editing software. So for those of you who want to see more of this and are interested in contributing, then when that's up, you can. So that will be, I'll let you guys know when that's up and running. Either way, I did just want to say thank you so much for all your guys' support this year. I feel like this year I've really noticed it. It's always been there, but it's been especially highlighted for me this year, just how much support I've had from you guys, and I'm really, really grateful for that. Thank you for this year. It's been amazing. So all the best, and I wish you all a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.